Hey there, Al Labaroy here. Welcome back to the Annuities Crash Course. Now, I've talked a lot about the benefits of annuities for investors that want a worry-free retirement. There is no better way to attain peace of mind than by keeping the financial planning process as simple as possible by taking an income and growth-based approach. Annuities may not be for everybody, but their unique ability to offer principal protection so investors never lose money makes it easier than ever to live the dream of retirement in a way that you never thought possible. The problem with buying an annuity is that the way each product is structured, well, it can be complex. I believe it's extremely important for investors to educate themselves so they understand what exactly they're buying, which is why today we're going to talk about crediting factors. And this should be of particular interest to you because this is one of the main influences on how your money grows. When evaluating a fixed indexed annuity, I believe you must determine if the engine used to grow your cash will be fruitful enough to provide the growth that you seek. In order to better determine that, we must understand what the growth of that cash value will be determined by, and that is what we will refer to as the crediting factors. Of course, let's not forget the actual underlying index either. Now, unfortunately, many firms gloss over these terms, and they don't do a very good job of explaining them to investors. I personally believe it's important for people to actually understand what they're buying. You don't need to be an expert, but you should have enough of an understanding so you know what to expect. Now, there are inferior products out there and bad salespeople, so it's important to be careful. Some of the key terms for us to become familiar with when it pertains to understanding the language used by insurance companies to describe crediting factors are point to point. We have cap. There's a term called spread. And there's also participation rate. Now we're going to discuss all of those terms and we're going to move through them in order, starting with point to point. Since the interest credits that get deposited into an investor's account are pegged to the performance of an index, which is the market, it's necessary to have a referenced window of time in which the index movement will be measured. There will be a starting date and an ending date. In the world of insurance speak, this is known as the point to point window. In other words, the starting point and the ending point of the window of time that will be used to determine the credit. The starting point will coincide with the start date of your annuity, otherwise known as the contract's anniversary date. The ending point will often be 1, 2, or 3 years later. This will vary by specific annuity design. When viewing the point-to-point window, if the market is lower than the starting point, no loss is incurred by you because principal protection is one of the main features of a fixed indexed annuity. Simply, that reference window of time earns a 0, even if the market goes down. Now, no one likes to earn a 0, but if you had to pick between losing money or earning a 0, we all know which is better. If the market is higher, how much of that gain you are paid is a function of the following 3 terms. This is where cap, spread, and participation rate come into play. To help you better understand them, we'll demystify the terms and try to draw some parallels with analogies that are more common to everyday applications of speech. Let's first draw some simple parallels with each one. When you hear the word cap, please associate that with salary cap, like that of a sports team. It's a ceiling. The cap refers to the maximum amount of interest credits that you can earn in that referenced window. As an example, if there is a 5% cap, and the underlying index is up by 10%, your return is limited to 5%. When you hear the word spread, please associate that with the word hurdle. The spread signifies how much of the underlying index needs to move before you participate in its growth. A 2% spread means that if the market is up 7, you would participate after the first 2% of appreciation, and then your total index credit would be 5%, hence the word hurdle. When you hear the word participation, well, that one's easy. It's just a percentage. A 100% participation means that if the index goes up by 1%, you earn an interest credit of 1%. A 50% participation means if the index goes up by 1%, well, you earn half of that. I believe the best way to make sure that investors are happy with their annuities is to make sure that they have realistic expectations. In my opinion, Wall Street has done a poor job of explaining the benefits and the downsides of many different investment products. In a world where nobody wants to get burned by something that seems too good to be true, it's extremely important for investors to understand how and why their investments are making money. The benefit of a structured annuity contract is an investor can get a clear understanding of exactly what to expect from their portfolio, which is not necessarily available when buying stocks and bonds. If you want a reasonable growth, potential for guaranteed income for life, and an investment that will never lose money in a down market, an annuity may be right for you. Now, armed with this knowledge, you can have a better understanding of what to expect from your nest egg while it works for you in retirement. I look forward to speaking with you soon and helping you with your future quality of life and retirement outcomes. Thank you.